Here you go, dude, bro. Thought you footy boys wanted to have a little throw around the office.
Really?
Foul show. Foul show. Pretty cool boss, huh? Probably going to start calling me the man. The man. The man. Catch you in 20, brah.
Guys, real sport, Bar TV.
Welcome everybody to Bar TV's live coverage of the Super 20's Grand Final. It's the undefeated Reds taking on the uprising Rebels here at Ballymore in Brisbane. It's going to be an extra special match. We've got the Tongan Thor and we've got young Coward from the Rebels who have made a big dent in this competition. We had a chance earlier on to take a look and take a chat to the captains and the coaches. Tonga Jose, how are you today?
I'm good, yourself. On
the big stage here at Ballymore for the Super 20's final. How's your side going to play the game today?
Well, look, there's a big forward pack. We're really aggressive, so we're just going to smash it up out front. Big ball carriers, we're just going to run it straight up the field and just get some good gain line, and then just let our backs do their thing.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear here in the Super 20's. Of course, you've got quite a good backline as well. Coward, he's been in immense form as well.
Yeah, Joshy and O'Sheen, when they combine together, it's a force to look out for.
Yeah, you mentioned trucking up the field. That's where it will be won. Who are you looking for in their side?
Well, obviously they've got the big Tongan Thor and Luke Khan, so we're just gonna aggressive in defence. We're just gonna smash them. So just come up front and just big hits and just try and put them back behind the advantage line.
Very good. All the best for the game, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Well, Nick, you're here today. You're flying solo with the main team playing in Sydney today. How are the boys shaping up?
Yeah, pretty good. We had obviously a pretty tough loss last weekend against the ACT Brumbies there in Melbourne. Probably a really good wake-up call for us after two really tough physical battles the 2 weeks prior to that with the Reds and the Waratahs 20's. So it really sort of gave us a really good insight to how teams can expose us. So had a really good week this week trying to address some of those issues and just trying to prep for what's going to be. It's going to be a pretty momentous occasion for us in this final.
Well, speaking to the captain before, we know how you guys are going to play the game. No secrets there. How do you expect the Reds to play the game?
Oh, look, they've got some really explosive ball carriers in their team. I mean, they've got a number of players out there we've got to probably really try and contain. But I guess the focus for us has been, addressing that, but really looking at our own house and how we can keep that in order. And, we probably lack the physicality and execution that's probably dominated our game the 2 weeks prior to the Brumbies 20's game. So that's something that we need to install back into this group today if we're going to give ourselves a chance of winning.
Yeah, very good. And the coaching staff, both sizable themselves. Anything going on the sidelines as well?
No, nothing. It's obviously been the tournament's obviously shown that we've got some really good coaches coming through, especially with this 20's age group, and it's a really good platform, I guess, for us as young coaches coming through to express ourselves and to give us that, that sort of environment that Super Rugby coaches only get, and that's that sort of week to week, really hard, intense trainings with reviews, previews, and this tournament's giving us that opportunity.
Very good. All the best for the game, mate.
Thanks, Gareth.
Sweet. Well, Jason, through to the Super 20's final, undefeated. Does that put any pressure on your shoulders?
No, it gives us good momentum leading into the final, obviously. Melbourne in the round game proved a really tough assignment down in Melbourne, so we're under no illusions that today's going to be a hard game.
Well, definitely, they play the game straight and hard. Is there anything you've got in plan to combat that?
Yeah, we've just got to make sure we're smart around the contact point. They've got really big guys through that middle that like to carry the footy. They love the ball in time a lot. They'll quick throw in, they'll counter-attack from off their try line. So we just need to make sure that our tackle is good and that we've got our eyes up and we've got good awareness.
Well, you got some big guys yourself. How do you expect them to perform?
Yeah, they need to work hard. That's their biggest thing. We know that they can deliver with their ball carry and their tackle, but if they don't work hard, we don't see it. So, all the starting 15 and the guys on the bench, they have to make sure that they bring their best effort today.
Yeah, you definitely bring the experience in the game as well. That's got to count for something.
Yeah, it does. But we've got a couple of guys that have played Super Rugby the previous 2 seasons, which is always good. But we've really found that it's been the young guys that have come into the squad that have really stepped up for us, and we don't want to rely on those Super Rugby players either. We've got to perform well as a football team.
Yeah, and the Super 20's as a whole, it's been a success, the grand final today.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a really good initiative by Ben Whittaker, Adrian Thompson and the ARU, coming off the back of where you play Championship Week, where the boys get knocked around a little bit. The ability of the boys to play 6 rounds and learn how to travel and recover and play at a high level has been a really positive step for Australian rugby.
Well, all the best for today, mate.
Awesome. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, we're live, everybody, here at Ballymore. It's a wonderful ground to be part of this Super 20's final. We have the Rebels, who you've just seen, come out onto the field here at Ballymore. They're taking on the undefeated Reds here with us in the commentary box. He was a schoolboy superstar. He is part of the Reds media team. Fraser Barton. Fraser, how are you? We'll go through the Rebels team now. As you can see, the captain, Jose, out there before. He was saying they're going to bring a very tough, uncompromising game. And he's one to watch out for. And, of course, Coward, the fullback as well. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing the Rebels run out strong and put up a good fight against the Reds this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly will be, as we see the Reds in the foreground there. In the background, coming out, led by their captain, Fred Durrow. Fred, of course, a captain amongst esteemed colleagues, mind you, in the Reds side. They are very, very well experienced in this 20's format.
Yeah, they are. They've got a lot of experience, especially in the backs, with Tuttle, a lot of leadership there, and obviously led by Freddie Durrow, so there'll be a hot outfit there today.
Of course, Liam Wright, the 7, he's one to look out for. Of course, we can't forget the Tongan Thor and Alex Maffey as well, who's also had plenty of experience in the NRC and a bit of Super Rugby as well. As we see the Rebels on screen out there, they're going to be kicking off, running left to right on your screens at home. It's a massive crowd here. I reckon there's probably about 1,500 with people still coming in. And it's showtime. Here's referee Graham Cooper, calls time on. It's a well-placed kick. And coming up nicely there with it was Scott Young, and he's lost the ball forward early on, so a mistake in this final. Such a big occasion here.
Yeah, Fraser. It is the first Super Under-20s final, and it's great to see the Queensland Reds, especially in the final. It should be a great contest today, and I'm looking forward to the action playing out.
Yeah, it will be good. It'll be an exciting match, of course. The Rebels side, they've come a long way. They've thrown the upsets out there. They got beaten last week by the Brumbies at home, and as we saw early on, Nick Henderson, the coach here today for the Rebels, he was saying that was the loss, I guess, they had to have, for want of a better cliche.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, going into the game after a loss, they'll be pretty pumped for the final after beating the Waratahs as well. So, it should be a cracking game out there.
Well, they came up early the first time they've done that on this occasion. It was a very tight encounter early on in the season with the Reds and the Rebels. There's only a couple of points in it, but they did score the tries later on in the match. But as we saw, it's going to be a very physical encounter as we see the first scrum just about to get set. Both sides have a massive pack. And I tell you, one to watch out for is Sawney, the hooker for this Rebels side. He gets around the park for a big man, Fraser.
Oh, yeah, he certainly does. He'll be matching up against Murphy, who's got a bit of power behind him as well. As you can see,
look at this red scrum powering through here. The Rebels caught off guard early on, so against the feed is a tight head on. Durrow knocks it forward. Not to worry, the referee says backwards. And Campbell Magnay, of course, plenty of experience there. And the referee's going to call a penalty offside early on. So the Reds, with this great home ground, this distinct home ground advantage here at Ballymore. And these guys, how much does it mean for these guys to play here at home at Ballymore, the spiritual home of rugby here in Queensland?
Oh, I've been talking to a few of the players before the game, and they said they just can't wait to get out there and get stuck into it. It's the home of rugby here in Queensland, and obviously they train here as well, so they're very much looking forward to having a crack today and getting a victory, hopefully.
Yes, well, it is a bipartisan commentary team up here today.
It is.
And we'll be calling, as we says, the Reds now on the attack. Mac Mason getting the ball out wide, shifting, and early on they looked very good through the hands, the Reds. Joey Fiddick was taking the ball to ground, doing well to stay in. They'll take the ball forward now. Tui. Good run by him. He works very hard for a big, lanky, tall second row lock. And that's another penalty there. So the Rebels, their eagerness to get in the faces of this big Queensland pack is pinning them offside at the moment.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if the Reds opt to use the field position they've got or go for the three. It seems like Mac Mason's going to go for the early points. So.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. I like the way Mac Mason plays. He's got a very level head on his shoulder, good rugby brain, guides them around the park well, and he's certainly done a superb job in this Super 20 season.
Well, he had some. He used to work under the guidance of Cooper Cronk down at the Melbourne Storm Academy, so he's certainly got a lot of experience and great mentoring from a quality football player.
Of course, Cooper coming from a rugby background as well, and a lot of these Rebel sides, they've come through that Melbourne Storm pathway as well, so you'll see the physicality that they bring, I guess, through a different sort of pathway. But of course, this ARU pathway, the Super 20's, it's been a great season so far, and this is the grand final with the first points to come. And he's pushed that one wide, Mac Mason, so early jitters, I guess, for the goal kicker.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he can keep his head up after that and keep it going.
I'm sure he will. So now, it's a long high kick by Coward. Coward, the informed fullback of this competition, taken on the chest by Sam Edwards. Sam Edwards taking in. He's got jet shoes, they say. Sam Edwards as the ball coming out now to Powell, who gets the ball wide. Durrow, the captain, takes one in. They come around nicely as Tuttle bumps off one, bumps off another, playing like an extra forward there. Saw the gap, and here's to Powell. Hard to put down. He's still going as the Rebels try to put a big shot on him. Good run there by the big number 3. He's searching for it, Tuttle. Yeah, couldn't get away from that there. It was Vol from the Rebels. He's having a chat to the referee. He's going to have to walk away and let the decision stand, arguing he's not going to do anything about it, Fraser.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be able to roll away there. He certainly tried his best, but it looks like the Reds are going to skip the 3 and try and get an early try here.
Yeah, probably wanted to get a bit more distance on that, Mac Mason, but they're on the 22-yard line or thereabouts. And we've got the winger looking like he may come around in a sweeping move for this Red side. A nicely worked set piece here as they set up for a maul. And this could be dangerous. The Rebels not really aware. So they're rolling forward here. This is good work done by the Reds. Maffey with the ball at the back. It's twisting, it's screwing as they come up. They're still going forward here, the Reds. This could be a 22-metre rolling maul, and they've broken there. Tui had nowhere else to go. So Mac Mason is set. Looks like it may be a turnover. They still have the ball. They go short side to Powell. He's over. He flicks the ball inside. Great desperation stuff there by this Rebels side. They stopped him, but it was very close there, Fraser.
It certainly was. It was a very good defensive display by the loose head prop to keep him from going over the try line. And, yeah, a good clearance by Coward as well.
Well, it was a clearance. It probably would have liked a bit more distance on it, given the scrum we saw early on. The Rebels, we saw it against the Waratahs earlier on. As we look at the replay here, he was very close and he was almost over. And he did well, in fact, to flick that ball inside.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he got it out there.
The reverse flick.
Yes.
One you were known for in your schoolboys days?
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
And that scrum just going down there. So the pressure being piled on this Rebel side early on. 7 minutes down. Of course, these matches played the full 40 minutes, which is great grounding for these young kids coming through. I mean, a lot of these Reds players, they played Super Rugby themselves, so it's certainly a good grounding for them.
Yeah, the competition's been really great for all the up-and-coming talent, for all the Super Rugby franchises to certainly nurture their younger players until they make it up to the professional stage. So,
and of course, the Rebels playing in New South Wales today. So they brought a skeleton staff up with Nick Henderson taking over the coaching reins here for this Rebels side. Of course, Brad Thorne doing a lot with this Red side as well. Good to have him involved. He's an absolute hero here in Queensland.
He most certainly is.
And these young kids certainly learning a lot from him.
Yeah, it's great to have someone with the worldly experience of Brad Thorne mentoring and coaching these under-20s. Certainly gives them a valuable experience learning about the professional aspects of the game of rugby.
Well, he's certainly drunk from the fountain of youth, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't get a gig in the 20s. Running on.
Well, he did say he might have to strap up for the Reds men's side. So,
well, you never know. As we get back to the action here, the scrum just not getting set here at the moment, as both sides tried to assert some authority here. It's a very hot day. As we look back at the crowd, I think there's still a lot of people coming in, but it's got to be close to 1,500 here as we see scatters around on the grassy hill. And of course, the back grandstand here as well. And as we mentioned, it's a very hot day here. It's got to be pushing 32 degrees.
Oh, definitely.
Very humid out there. As we look back at the crowd, they're into the action. A crowd loves a good scrum, don't they?
Oh, they certainly do.
As we go back to the action. And this is a good scrum here by the Reds again. So the Rebels, Mac Mason has it. Gets the ball to Durrow. Durrow, he almost scampers through the gap there. It's on if they can get the ball out to the right, but the Rebels come up with it. That's a good steal at the breakdown there, but the Reds look like they may have forced another turnover. And it's going to be called a knock-on. So the pressure again will be on this Rebels side. And I'm thinking pushover scrum here.
Oh, well, if they can repeat what they did with them all, yeah. Most certainly a pushover scrum.
So now we see them looking, sucking up the air. It's incredibly hot out there. And the scrum will be set right in front of the sticks. As we look at the replay here. Yeah, a little knock on there. I think it was Sowney trying to get his hands in there and get them out of trouble. Mac Mason set to the left, Durrow to the right. Be interesting to see what they do here. They push, they hold. This is good composure shown by this Red scrum as Tuttle picks it up. Mason has it now, comes around the back, not the best ball. So the Rebels come up in their faces and defend well. They've lost about 10 metres there, the Red side. But they'll reset, realign through Scott Young there. Angus Scott Young. Goes past Maffey and hits Tui. They've turned it over and the Rebels. It was pretty much catch, grab, kick there. And it was a good kick in the end, and it was one of the big men out there.
It's a great clearance kick from inside his zone 22.
Was it Harley Fox? I think it was the 6 there, the Harley Fox. That's the kick of the day so far with 11 gone.
Rebels have done very well to hold out the Reds there.
Yeah, still in all, great defence on their line, especially considering the scrum was going backwards. The referee's going to bring it back here, and there's going to be a scrum. Yeah, they're going to go for another line out. I think that's probably the best option at the moment. So well drilled here, the Reds at the set piece, and it's great for their pathways. The 17's won and the 15's won yesterday in the Junior Gold New South Wales versus Queensland matches, and that's a nice run there up the centre of the field. They go to the left. Tui Paluto takes that one forward. They go again the left. They've got to have to get numbers there. They consolidate the ball. Finifuiki gets through the line, gets over the advantage line. This is better stuff here from the Rebels. The little kick in behind by Livadaris. There was advantage played, so they're all offside. So both sides, fresh legs. They're trying to get up and spoil this ball early on.
Yeah, well, the Rebels have got their first opportunity in the Reds' half with a bit of possession, so it'll be interesting to see how they go with it.
Well, we saw a couple of matches back in the Super 20s. The Rebels, they had all the run of play against them. They got one sniff of the try line, and they scored a couple of quick ones against the Waratahs. So this is where they're dangerous. Elias Vole, the outside centre, generally the go-to man, but taking a hit up there was Sione Tuipulotu. Sorry, they've broken through there. So the Rebels attacking. They'll pick and drive here. Vailanu it was. They'll go again. Good controlled rugby here by the Rebels 20s. No real space either side. The Reds marking up. But again, they pick and drive. They're going there. They've made about 20 metres here. Ball comes out the back. Good line speed there by the Reds, and the ball's kicked through. Coward, he's there. He gets onto it. He's dangerous in broken field. Gets away from one, gets away from another. Oh, he's met a hard tackle there. Nice tackle there by Fiddick as the ball again gets towed forward, but that's going to be a penalty. Wow, Fiddick did well. Quick tap taken by Fowler. Oh, coming up there, Magnay on his opposition player. It's close. Tuipulotu. He's still going, is he? On the far side, he's almost held up. So the ball comes out. It's a flat one. And again, the Reds' defence is good. The ball's loose at the back. Here they come now. They've got numbers if they can use it. Here, oh, look at this run. It's a charging run. Harley Fox. Oh, the ball is thrown away, and it could be trouble here. Vole does well to come back and get it. They've lost 20 metres, so they're going to have to set up and reset here, the Rebels. Oh, big hit there by Maffey. The shots in this match, they are reverberating around the stadium. And here's Coward now. Coward towing it through. Durrow coming through. He's eager. He's keen. He's always on the ball, Durrow, and he wins his side an extra 50 metres there almost.
Yeah, it was amazing bit of play there. A lot of broken passages of play. I mean, the Rebels did well to build up the phases, but it was just costly turnovers. And
well, by the run by Tuipulotu was a good one. He dragged players with him. He got out of one, got out of two, and they swarmed at him again. But now they find themselves back in their own half here, the Rebels. Fowler gets the ball out wide. Fox gets the possession going forward. To pay it was Tuipulotu. Not releasing. Coward. He's been charged down. Mac Mason gets a flick ball. Magnay goes without it. So the Rebels again. Now they're attacking. Here they come. Look at the big right foot step there. This is where they're dangerous, the Rebels. The ball goes over the top. Tuipulotu does well to get the ball in the end. This is where the game could open up, though. And the ball reefed out there by the Rebels. Knock on. What about this? This is end-to-end stuff at the moment, Fraser.
It certainly is. Both teams are doing their best to pile on the pressure defensively.
They certainly are. As we look now at the replay, Coward just didn't have enough space there, and it was good pressure. The flick pass, and wow. Magnay couldn't hold on to it. And look at the replay there. Nice work by the big hooker, Sawney. We mentioned him before. He's dangerous. And what about the right step by the hooker?
Oh. Could have a roll in the backs with a step like that.
He's putting him to shame at the moment. I think it might be that man we're talking about now that's down, or is it?
You good three? Fantastic.
Big man. Big Frank Uni it was. There's big right knee strapped up. Keeping him together. Plenty of strapping tape, though, to get around those knees.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, time's on.
Be interesting to see how the scrum goes here. Both teams have been very, very physical to start this match, and there are no points on the board just yet. So the scrums have been a very big focal point of the match thus far.
Yeah, definitely the Reds, certainly with the dominance early on. It certainly filtered down throughout the entire Super Rugby squad into the NRC and now into this Super 20s as well.
Keep going, 4.
As they now try and pick and drive the Reds with the tight head again, so the Rebels really going to have to do something to fix this scrum up. As Liam Wright now takes one forward, he's the vice captain here today for the Red side. Mac Mason has the ball. Magne, he's met head on by Vol. He spins out of that one, and here he is. Tapau getting an offload. Doesn't stick, does it? Yes, it does. In the end, they're claiming the try, but it went forward, says the referee. Wow. Just so damaging when he gets the ball, isn't he, Tapau? He is a wrecking ball.
Runner. Murphy thought he came up with the try there.
Yeah, just went forward in that exchange. It was a good exchange.
Did well to retain it and dive over the try line.
So the Rebels now, they're going to have to be on their toes. And look at that. Look at that ball. Unfortunate there. McNamara just went without it. But he would have been untouched. That's one they may rue later on. And the Rebels just hanging on here. The score 0-0. Oh, look at this Red scrum again. Oh, the ball picked up off the back there. That's a better option. He's isolated, though. To pay it was. The ball comes out wide. Stepping off the right is Vol. Vol goes to ground. Strong run. As the ball comes back in field. Comes back. That's a big, high, searching kick by Livadaris. McNamara's under it. He's got options. He looks like he's going to run. He punches it down. It's a poor kick, so the ball is going to come all the way back over halfway. So the Rebels now with another chance to attack here, Fraser.
Oh, yep. Well, it was a poorly placed kick by McNamara. I mean, he obviously went for the field position, saw a bit of space, but just couldn't execute. So the Rebels will definitely be looking to make the most of their possession here.
Well, they've been up against it. They're sucking in the big ones. All they've been doing is defending. They've had limited time with the ball. So we see Fowler, the halfback, getting it now. It's a flat ball. Tui Paluto takes it forward. He's their go-to man as they pick and drive again. Vailanu. They'll go again through Sawney. Not making many. Oh, that's a heavy clean out there, but it's a turnover as Tuttle steps around. Durrow now gets a ball away to Tuttle again, who's tackled from behind. But they get over the 40-yard line. The referee's going to call a penalty. Offside and well-deserved there, so the Reds, another chance to attack here, Fraser.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if they go for the line out or if Mason lines up the kick, because like you said, it's still 0-0 here. It's got all the makings of a championship game.
It certainly has. Looks like they're going to go for the line, hoping that the damn wall will break of the Rebels. And you can only think all this pressure around about this, I guess they call it the gold zone now. It's changed from the red zone to the gold zone to attack here. And Mac Mason, he lines up. He's got his back line set fairly deep. Here he is to Pow. Bouncing off one, but he's wrapped up nicely there. Here's Scott Young. Scott Young working hard. Maffey now coming round the corner. You can almost pick it. And here they come again, Magnay. Magnay getting outside one. Good run by the big. Lanky outside centre. It comes back in. Harry Hoopart, he goes forward. Hoopart, the crowd go up for him. Here's Mac Mason again. Scott Young stepping. It could be a turnover. They get there in the end. Here he comes to Powell. He's close. He's very close. If they can shift it to the right, it's trouble. But they pick and drive. Tuttle's calling for it. They pick and drive again, and that's a try. It was Angus Scott Young, was it? Fraser getting the spoils. What a try. It was a big build-up. Picking and driving, got it in the end.
Yeah, great work by the Reds. I mean, it all started with that penalty, and they made good use of the phases from the line-out and picked and drived and slowly brought down that Rebels defence and came up with the goods.
Yeah, giving away a weighted possession here. The Rebels at the moment, the scrum really not working for them. It's a credit to the Reds side. Well drilled at the set piece. But at the moment, that is the difference in the game. The Rebels have done well this, 23 minutes in to hold them out. It's been all Reds so far. But this could be an onslaught of points here.
I wouldn't count the Rebels out just yet. I mean, they've got some very, very good backs.
So we look at the replay. They do have a good back line and Vol, and look at that, just picking off the back, sucking in the numbers. So it will be a restart, and you can see the humid conditions out there. The Rebel side just struggling to get back to halfway. They've done a mountain of defending here at Ballymore. Can they give rise to the occasion? It's a deep kick again. Coward, pinpoint, and he finds touch. So if they can get up and spoil this line out here for the Reds, it could be trouble, and we see them score tries from anywhere, the Rebels side. So this might be what they need here, Fraser.
Yeah, it was a great kick from the kickoff. Maybe misjudged a bit there by Sam Edwards, but the Rebels will be looking to put on a good defensive display again here.
Well, here's to Power dropping the shoulder there and getting through the defensive line. Mac Mason set for kick, but Tuttle with a cheeky little box kick there. Tui Leofano gets it back to Coward. There's space. They can't use it. Look at that Reds chase. It's up to it. Clarkin just couldn't get away. Spinning away to Paluzzo. Getting it to Vol. Vol, unfortunately, couldn't execute the kick. It was good skill shown, and they look sharp, those two centres.
Yeah, those two centres are certainly the go-to for the Rebels in the back line. They're both very good off stepping off both feet, and unlucky there. They used the space well, but big hit from Magnay caused the ball to go out. So
yeah, very underrated in defence. We know what he can do in attack, but he certainly is efficient in the defensive line as well, Magnay. The Red side, they're getting some water. Both sides getting some water. There's a bit of a break here in play. Both sides agreeing to having a drinks break at quarter time, such as the heat and the humidity here at Ballymore. Out on that ground earlier on, you could just feel it. You could feel the sweat coming off the ground.
I believe we have Taniela Tupou down in back play there.
Yeah, I did see him warming up, and it looked like he had a bit of a niggle. He was limping around. So right on 25 minutes. He looks in excruciating pain. I just saw him pull up short in the warm-up when they were going through their tackling drills, and he went out and had a bit of a stretch on that leg, so I'm wondering if it is maybe something to do with that.
Yeah, he certainly seems to be in a lot of pain by the looks of things.
Yeah, not good signs, and the Rebels, they've contained him pretty well. So it's going to be a big blow for this Red side if he does come to the field, because he is one of their go-to chargers.
Yeah, the Reds certainly look to Tupou from the line-out as their first ball runner and then build up the phases through there. So it'll be a big loss for them, but We've got some good depth.
Well,
in their backs.
I'd hate to be carrying the stretcher too, Fraser.
We're going to have a fair few people carry that.
We might have to go down and help them out, mate.
Yeah, so they've struck at the ball. Okay, and it comes
So
out.
we can hear the referee now. It's going to be a Rebels ball, I believe, as we come back, but maybe this may help them out in the scrum as well.
Yeah, Tupou's a big loss for the Reds. He's certainly a lot of the power behind that huge front row.
Take nothing away to his front row partner, Hooper. He's a rangy front row. He's got a bit of growing to do into that body of his, but he gets around the park as we look shortly at the replay, and we'll see where the damage was done. And he's getting a well-deserved round of applause. He was damaging in the 25 minutes he was out there. As we see him coming from the field. Good show of sportsmanship by both sides. Obviously, a few of these players know each other from various programs they've been involved in. He gets another round of applause. Sad to see him go. He's been an absolute highlight of this match. Tapau. The Tongan Thor giving the thumbs up to the crowd. It's always good to see.
Yeah. It's good to see him clapping himself as he goes off there as well.
Why not?
Come back on.
When you're that good, you can.
Exactly.
As the ball comes out, Mac Mason has the ball. He puts a high ball up. Coward, he's got to be brave to go under this, and he is. He gets up, and look at that. That's why he's the most outstanding fullback in this Super 20s competition at the moment. But he loses the ball there, and Scott Young takes them forward. So we've got a replacement out there. It looks like it might be Gall that's come on the field. Coward does well to get back after losing possession. He punches the ball downfield, clear and kick. Gets them out of trouble, gets them a breather here at Ballymore. Plenty of big matches have been played here. I remember coming here as a child and going on the hill.
Some great memories on that hill.
Great memories. If that hill could talk. Yeah, that one not straight. So we'll see now if these scrums have been even up with the loss of Tapau out there.
Looks like the Rebels want to go for the line out instead.
Would have liked to have seen them just test it out at least, but
yeah,
they have only won one scrum whilst feeding. Oh, and they go up the Reds. Nicely done there by the vice-captain, Liam Wright. But the ball comes through. Mac Mason has to scurry away and get the ball. So here's McNamara. McNamara will put the ball down the field. Coward has it. Let's see what he's got. He's dangerous. He's elusive. Oh, look at that. McNamara fullback on fullback as the Reds now come forward and force the turnover. So they'll pick and drive here. Here's the big man, Hoopert. Hoopert, oh, he tries for the pass, the speculator. It's always good to see a front row forward throwing that ball out wide. Sometimes you'd wish they'd just take it to ground, though, as Maffey now takes the ball forward. Ball wide again. Oh, Tui loses the ball. So now, here they come. The Rebels with a deep clearing kick to McNamara, who searches back for it. And now he's going to put up a bomb of his own. Oh, taken nicely by Fox. Getting a nice short ball away to Valano, I think it was. Fowler now with a box kick, finding some space. They'll do well to get back to this. Fiddick it is. Oh, that's not the best kick we'll see today. By the captain there, Durrow. Looks very much like Tuttle, doesn't he? They could almost be twins.
Yeah, definitely. They're certainly a
same
could
mold.
Be doppelgangers.
I like that word, doppelganger. So Sowney now with the ball. Oh, they just get that off the top there. There's the ball flat to Vol. Livadaris comes around the side. Might be something on here. He gets the ball. Oh, flat ball to Leofano. He was about 5 metres in front there. Could have almost scored a touchdown in gridiron.
Yeah. Unlucky though by the Rebels there. I mean,
it was certainly on, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're showing some good signs of depth in their back line, looking to spread it wide and catch the Reds on the outside.
Yeah, they're definitely not shy to throw the ball around there behind on the scoreboard. It's only 7-0. There's almost 30 gone. Of course, we are playing 40-minute halves here at Ballymore, which the crowd, I think it's probably more towards 2,000 here.
Yeah, it's a great sign of support for the Reds under-20s.
And definitely shows the Super 20s has been a great success. We'll have a chat to Pathways extraordinaire manager Ben Whittaker at halftime, and we'll talk through what the ARU has in place. So Magnay coming up for a hit up, and he does well. They go back now. Mac Mason, he's well positioned. Tui Maleleofano getting a long ball back into Coward. He gets the ball on his toe, and it's out on the full. So a rare mistake from the fullback there. Coward.
Both fullbacks so far in this match trading kicks out on the full from about midfield. So
the Ravens, of course, picking an Australian 20 side from this Super 20s program as well. They're showcasing their talents, their abilities. And the fullback spot is wide open. Of course, there is Maddox, who plays for the Waratahs as well. Highly rated. Ball comes off the top. Tuttle, flat ball to Mason. Nice set move there as Tui. Scott Young goes the decoy play. Long ball out wide. Here's Maffey. He's got open space in front of him. Calls a man around. Can he get it free? No. Couldn't get the ball free to Mason. Flat ball there, Mac Jones. Nice run by him. Scott Young calling for it. Oh, he drops the ball. The referee says knock back, surely. It was knocked on. Knocked on by Rebels. They'll be very unhappy with that decision. And for mine, I don't think it was the right one by referee Cooper.
Well, it was very fortuitous for the Reds. I mean, Scott Young looked like he knocked it on there, but the Rebels, after that, knocked it on. So we'll see
We'll see a replay shortly of it.
We'll see the first scrum.
As we look here to the replay. See the ball. He looks like he was playing ton of ball with himself there. So unlucky the Rebels. But we will see the first scrum, as you mentioned, since the loss of Tapau, the Tongan Thor. Cult hero here at Ballymore. Just calling Fiddick in closer, so look for Scott Young to come off the back here. For this red side. And already the Rebels, they look like they are looking to attack this scrum and assert a little bit more authority here at the set piece.
Yeah, they'll definitely be targeting Gall since he's only been on the field a couple of minutes. He's got a fresh set of legs, but the Rebels will definitely be trying to force him out of the scrum.
Well, they don't lose anything with him, and I think he's unlucky not to be in the starting side, but you don't leave a man out like Tapau, sorry. And this is a better scrum by the Rebels. They hold it and they push on the ball. Well done to the Rebels. So the Rebels get one back here at Ballymore. And look at them. They're happy. They're excited about it. Well executed. They certainly put some pressure on, as you said, on Gall.
Yeah, they forced the error at the back of the scrum as well. It was a knock on by Tui. Oh, not by Tui, sorry. By Scott Young. Very good work by the Rebels, though. They're showing some good signs in the scrum now.
So we'll see what they can do now. The Reds will look to make up from that. There's nothing worse than playing in the front row and getting pushed off the ball. So what can they do here, the Reds? The score, 7-0. 7 minutes remaining. And here they come, the Reds. They hold it up better This time they've lost the ball, though. Scott Young, another tight head, takes it from the back. Tui it is again, taking another hit up. Durrow's calling for it. It's a penalty right in front of the sticks. And you'd think they'd probably go for the shot here.
Yeah, it's right in front. Mason will be licking his lips at slotting this one over and extending the lead out to 10.
Yeah, certainly a sharpshooter, isn't he? Unlucky with that first attempt, but he hasn't missed too many in this Super 20s competition.
He's been very consistent. Good work by the red scrum there, though, to turn it over off the Rebels' feed, especially on the Rebels' own 22. So.
Yes, certainly. So here he is, Mason. There's 7 minutes to go. We've had a bit of injury time. As we go now to the replay here, as we see Maffey striking for the ball coming straight out, and wow. So certainly plenty to do for Nick Henderson at half-time to get these Rebels forward. We see the kick going over. No trouble at all. 10-0 the scoreline now. Where do the Rebels go from here? They're only really letting them down, instead of letting themselves down to set piece.
Yeah, if they can keep the ball in the hands and get the phases going and spread the ball a bit, they're very capable of scoring from 1 to 15. So they're just going to maintain possession and put the pressure on the Reds.
High kick, and Mac Mason, he's taken in a brutal tackle here. So Maffey comes at the back. Looking to stay onside, says the referee. Comes back to the fullback, McNamara. Coward. He's well placed to get under it. Fox now with a big wind up. He goes forward. He goes almost through them. Almost finds the gap. Tackled about 40 out. But he's turned the ball over again. Tuttle grabs for thin air as Mac Mason comes around. He'll steady the ship. It goes over the head of Coward. But he's got plenty of space to work something here. Sawney tries to get back to help, but chooses to put the ball on the boot. It's a good clearing kick up towards halfway there.
Yeah, very good recovery there by Coward. He's got his team some good field position with a lot of tired legs out there just as we go into the end of the first half.
As you see Fiu coming in, as we look to the sidelines there's the crutches. I don't know if they're bent from him leaning on them or that's a natural curve in them. I'd hate to be those crutches anyway.
Certainly.
Maybe me and you could act as a crutch.
Yeah. Surprised he doesn't have two people holding up.
Anyway, we go back to the action. Ball coming up off the top. Tuttle goes over his head. This could be trouble here. We know he's very quick. He gets the ball away from Tatui and he cleans out. Good all-round effort there by Edwards, but it's going to be a penalty there, not releasing the ball. So the Rebels coming towards half-time. Can they get some points on? Oh, and he's made a crucial error there. It was Tui Paluto knocking the ball on at the tap, and that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, they did so well to turn the ball over just inside Reds territory, and then unluckily knocked it on from the quick tap. I mean, the Rebels would be annoyed at that. They had good field position. Maybe could have worked a couple of phases into the Reds' defensive line, put them to the test. But now we'll see a red scrum. So.
We sure will, Fraser. As we see McNamara shifting towards the left, set for a kick. They'll probably look to clear it and put the pressure on here at scrum time. Score 10-0. Reds in front of this Super 20s final. It's been the best of the under-20s here. Aligning with the super sides, the franchises. The crowd letting off a big cheer. And they're here in droves. Getting out to support. Reds management doing a great job here at their HQ. The ball's at the back there. Looking to push through. Scott Young Picking up off the back, Mac Mason driving a ball downfield. It's a cleverly placed kick as Coward hasn't got much room, and he gets off his right foot. He's got plenty of pace. He'll put the ball on the toe. Gets around. McNamara's coming across. Coward can't rein. Yes, he reins him in. Wow. He's electric. That's why he's one of the most dominant players in this Super 20s. So the Rebels, they lose the ball. They get the ball. And they lose it again. Scott Young standing flat. He's such a workhorse, Scott Young.
Use it now.
Scott Young's been the go-to ball carrier, it seems, today. Been very, very strong in the contest. So.
Yeah, very big work rate, and the ball going out. They'll throw the quick one in. To pay it is running across field. Gets through one. To pay. Can't pop it up. Oh, the ball goes to ground. Again, the referee says it's going to be a penalty offside. So the Rebels, they're threatening. They're close. It's 39 minutes gone. Have they got a try in before half-time? They've certainly looked like they've got a spring in their step now.
They've shown signs of brilliance. I mean, with that run by Coward is just amazing.
As we look at it here, look at him stepping off the right. The almost goose step. He was hampered in his run there. I tell you what, if he didn't have to step around the player, he would have been under the sticks for my reckoning.
He certainly pinned his ears back and gave it a crack.
Ball coming in. It's a flat lineup, but they come up with the Reds. Untroubled in the jump. Accidental there, says the referee, so it's going to be a scrum. The Rebels, can they win one, I guess? Coming into half-time, it's crucial they do.
Well, this is their only opportunity to get points before the half, so they'll have to give that extra little bit and push the Reds back and hopefully get some clean ball for the backs to work it.
Yes, sucking in the big ones coming into half-time. Sowney, the big prop forward. Fuse on as well. Hoping to shore up. The disappointing scrum here by the Rebels. So there's a little bit of injury time, not long. As we hear the herder. We'll get through the scrum though. Fowler with the ball in hand. Be interesting to see here what Liberdaris has in mind, the fly half. He's talking to his troops as we see the crowd. It's intense here. It's 10-0 coming into half-time. If they can score here, the Rebels, it'll be against the run of play as they drive over the ball now. Fowler has it, gets the ball to Liberdaris. Liberdaris finding Tui Peluto, driving forward again. Good run by the inside centre. Goes now to Vol, his partner there. Dropped to the ground. Here's Sowney. Sowney getting away from one, getting those legs driving. Quick ball, that's nice work by Fowler. Oh, Tui Peluto dropping the ball. Durrow comes up with it. So what can they do here? Kick it out, and that'll take them into half-time. It's been a good half of rugby, and we're going to take a quick break. It's 10-0 on the scoreboard in favour of the Reds in the Super 20s Championship game. We'll be back with you. We're going to have a chat with Ben Whittaker in a couple of minutes. So with us right now, Ben Whittaker. How are you, Ben? You're the chief of all things pathways here at the ARU, and the Super 20s competition is a testament to, I guess, the pathways you've introduced here.
Look, it's great to be here, obviously, and this is one component of a pretty broad pathway that we've put together over a long time. A lot of other people are involved, mind you. It's not just the national body and the state unions. Everyone does a great job in providing sort of high levels of exposure for some of the best young kids in the country.
Well, this game's been an absolute cracker. A bit of a surprise to, I guess, new viewers to the competition that the Rebels made it. But I guess, again, it shows that the pathways are working and the Rebels are coming against the odds and getting a place in the final here.
Yeah, and I think the whole pathway is about providing access and opportunities to young players right across the country. And Melbourne have done a great job, as have sort of Perth and Canberra and New South Wales, in sort of fostering their talent through to this level and beyond. And there's talent all around the country, and the Rebels are proving that.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, I'd like to speak, I guess, about the Junior Gold program as well. That's been a success for you guys. With I know teams playing from Western New South Wales and all around the country as well, getting involved and getting the chance to play on the big stage is always good too.
Yeah, again, access and opportunity. And look, the BMW Junior Gold Cup isn't without its issues either. You know what I mean? Because there is some conflicts in scheduling and players sort of playing for a majority of the year. So we're continuing to sort of look at that and make sure that we can, like I said, provide the access and opportunity, but also care for the well-being of our young players coming through the system.
Yeah, definitely. And this game's been an absolute cracker. You've been down there. I've seen you up on your feet. 10-0 the scoreline. Who would have thought that?
Oh, look, I'm down there on halfway down and right at ground level, and really impressed by the physicality. It's something that I know Michael Checker and the Wallabies and the Waratahs before that have worked hard to build, and we want our young players sort of experiencing and being very willing to put in similar sort of levels of physicality. There's some big boys down there, which augurs well for the future. And it's a hot day down there. It's 32 degrees Brisbane style, which puts it up at about 40 for people from New South Wales. And
I've lost 10 kilos.
Yeah, I wish I did too, but and so they're feeling it out there. So there's a little bit of drop ball, and that sweat on the ball sometimes one of the hardest things to handle. Not necessarily rain and mud you can handle, but sweat makes it difficult. But you can see the intensity of the hits, and the breakdown contest is a key part of the game, and could prove to be the difference between the winner and the loser.
Yeah, definitely. And the Reds hosting us here today at Ballymore, and the crowd's phenomenal. There's probably, I reckon, close to 2,000 people here, Ben.
Well, there's rumours from downstairs that it's more than that, because the old guard, old guard's probably a bit rude, but some legends of the game who know Ballymore like the back of their hand suggest that this grandstand here that we're in holds 5,000. It's reasonably full, so they're sort of talking around 3.5 to 4.
Yeah,
but,
wow.
I think it's great. It's Sunday afternoon in Queensland. This is it's iconic, fantastic ground, isn't it? And with good product on the field, support of the best young talent in the country. They've come out to watch, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. And certainly adding professionalism for the players as well. I know speaking to the players before the match, they're all excited to be here, I guess, in what is the spiritual home of rugby in Queensland on the big stage. And certainly for players coming through this pathway system, certainly provides professionalism for them as well, which is in place on and off the field.
Yeah, and I think when we look at players and start to make decisions on players that can go right through the system, it's as much about off-field as on-field. So we get to learn as much about the players as they get to learn about the system. And this competition was put in place to enable sort of a week in, week out sort of approach to the game. So the training paddock, obviously the analysis of the week before and the game coming up, and and there's also the travel component. So these teams have played sort of home and away over that 6 weeks, and it is, as you said, a really good introduction to professional rugby.
Yeah, definitely. And you say the program it currently goes for 6 weeks. Do you think that will expand in the future and lead into that NRC and give these guys good pathways into playing into, I guess, the third tier of Australian rugby?
Look, at the moment we're actually not thinking that far. I think we're really committed to make sure that these players at 19, 20 years of age experience club rugby. A really important part of their pathway, and so sort of immediately finishing this one, it's always hard to jam everything in a full year, but immediately preceding this tournament, those players will go back into their club rugby. Some obviously will take part in the BMW Under-20s program that goes to the Junior World Cup in June, but that's probably one reason significantly why we wouldn't move to additional games in this program straight away.
Yeah, of course, the BMW under-20s as well. They're getting picked from this Super 20s program, I guess. There's a lot of headaches for some of those selectors down there today with not just these sides, but the other sides around the country as well.
Yeah, we've got a really experienced and talented team with the under-20s in terms of the coaching team and selectors. It includes sort of Adrian Thompson, head coach, but also Alan Gaffney, a well-renowned coach of huge stature. And I think, whilst they will have a bit of a headache, they enjoy that because then they've got choice.
Yeah, they certainly do have choice. And as you mentioned, club rugby, they fall into that as well. That's an important part of grassroots and pathways as well in the whole scheme of things for Australian rugby as well.
It is, and it has been very topical, particularly in New South Wales over the last month and a half. And that shows the passion and the real desire to make sure that the game's preserved at all levels. And while some people understandably can point fingers at the national body, and so they should, we've got to govern the game, and never are we considered perfect. But we're conscious of the fact that these players will gain plenty from club rugby experiences. They will from academies and under-20s, and the trick is to align them as much as you can and to ensure that everybody knows about the benefits that they're gaining.
Well, I definitely think at the moment it's a good mix with the NRC finishing sort of towards the back end of the Super Rugby program. It's definitely something that Australian rugby needs, and you can see, I guess, from the improvement along with the coaching staff of the Wallabies as well, that these things are slowly taking progress, and we're almost back on top, mate.
Well, yeah, no, that's the aim, and the whole system's, in terms of the pathway stuff, a little bit is immature at the moment. It's only been going a few years, and I think what we've got to do, we've got to be patient, we've got to be committed, and we've got to base a lot of our work off, some real key guiding principles that you can't argue against. And I think once everyone sort of gets informed and educated around those, we can see how the whole system sits together and fits together. And like I said, the ultimate aim is to have our national teams on top of the world, both 15s and 7s.
Yes, definitely, and I know that the people all around Australia, they're definitely into, I guess, the pathways and these programs. I mean, going to the country areas and playing the NRC and stuff like that. It's a privilege to go and watch the Country Eagles in Tamworth, for example. I mean, rugby getting out to its grassroots at a top level, it's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it is. It's hugely exciting, and I think the people responsible for sort of pulling those programs and teams together, which are guys who have come, they're rugby guys, but they come from outside. And similarly up here in Queensland with the Bond Queensland Country NRC team, we're taking the game out at all levels. And I mean, the NRC, like this under-20s competition, is just hugely exciting in terms of the type of game and play that you see.
Well, we're going to let you go now, Ben, as the teams come out on the field. Quickly before you go, it's 10-0. Who's going to win?
Look, I mean, I'm going to be one of those classic commentators that suggests that, the next 10, 15 minutes is going to be really important. But look, if the Rebels can sort of capitalise on some of the pressure that they're able to mount in that first half, and score early, then it's game on. And watching these guys play throughout the tournament, they've been really impressive in how they've sort of played out full 80 minutes. And look, Queensland are undefeated, so they're a quality side. I can sit back and relax and enjoy a great half of footy.
Well, I don't know about sit back and relax. I'm on the edge of my seat. That's Ben Whittaker, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, Ben. And we look forward to seeing what the ARU implements at all levels of rugby across Australia. And they're doing a great job at the moment, especially with this spectacle at the moment, the Super 20s here at Ballymore. Fraser Barton's going to join me quickly in the commentary box as we say goodbye to Ben. And this is going to be an absolute cracker of a second half, everybody. Referee Graham Cooper out in the centre. He's ready. He's asked the captains, are they ready? Are you ready, Fraser?
I certainly am. It's going to be a cracker of a second half, and I can't wait for it to get going.
We'll light them up. Let's see some fireworks here at Ballymore. It's seen plenty over the years. It's now the second half of the Super 20s, and it's showtime here at Ballymore as the ball is kicked deep into the 22. Nicely taken, not much pressure. And the Rebels, they came out. They look like they're here, and they look like they're here to score points, and they're not going to take a backward step in this second half. Fraser.
No, certainly not. They'll be a bit unhappy with their turnovers in the first half, so they'll be looking to make amends for that and have a very strong second half and put the Reds to the test here in this championship final.
Oh, Edwards making a good scathing run up the middle. A nice run there again by Big Hooper. He's been strong, he's been everywhere. So now Mac Mason calling for the ball, stepping. Unloading to Tuttle. Tuttle gets a ball out wide. Durrow gets it to McNamara. Does well to hold that one, McNamara. And now they get him about 30 out. So that's Abdallah taking the ball forward. He's a substitute at half-time.
Yeah, I believe
Cooper again. Sorry?
I believe he came on for Josh Gall, who copped a late arm injury at the end of the half. So that's 2 Reds props that we've lost.
Oh, and it's a penalty to the Rebels. So the Rebels, they've done well to start this second half. And they're eager to chase the points here in the Super 20s Championship final match. Nicely kicked there.
He was on his feet initially, and then when he went to clean him out, he then went off and then got off the ball.
As we see Maffey having a chat to the referee there as we look at the replay. Yeah, a little bit unlucky there, the Reds, as Tuttle gets the ball. Surprisingly, Tui takes him forward. He's been strong as well in the first half. Now Mac Mason gets a ball behind it. Durrow, there's a bit of space. So Durrow, he's brought to the ground eventually by the Rebels. The vice captain there, Liam Wright, he's been good. Magnay now, he's isolated there, but McNamara does well to clean out. The ball going over the head there of Mac Jones. Mac Jones met in some heavy defence. The Rebels coming off their line really quickly. There's a spring in the step as Scott Young takes another hit up. Old Tuttle had to pick up their advantage played. So you'd have to think with this start in the defence here by this young Rebels side, you'd think they'll probably take the goal here, and they do. Mac Mason opting for the goal.
James, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one, okay? But be positive and play the ball and not the man on the ground. Thank you.
So here, the referee there, giving the benefit of the doubt there, so the Rebels probably a little bit unlucky, Fraser.
Yeah, well, the player certainly made his best attempt to roll away from the ruck, but James did very well to milk the penalty, it seems.
Good halfback. That's a good halfback's penalty. I'm sure in your junior schoolboy days you would have...
Well, I learned from the best in James Tuttle, so...
You would have been following him closely and sniping and yapping, and that's a nicely struck kick, and it's over. So 13-0 the score goes to, and the Rebels, they're going to have to pull something out early in this half, I'd imagine, and we heard Ben Whittaker give us the old cliche of whoever scores in the first 10 minutes will win the game. What are your thoughts?
I still think the Rebels are definitely in this. I mean, they've had some great play by their fullback Coward, and he's certainly been orchestrating the back line well, so they've certainly got it in him, but it'll take a tough outfit to crack this Reds team.
Well, Harry Hawkins, he got up very high there. He's a tall man, and he almost doubled his height. As they use the ball, nicely taken by Sowney. He's been strong, he's been impressive for the Rebels. Now the Reds realign. Oh, good defence there. That time it was Finney Fiuki, and they turn the ball over. Tui Paluto taking it forward. Good driving run there. So now the Rebels, good chance to attack. Oh, nicely passed there. Sawney, he's met heavily, and they've turned the ball over again. And that man, Liam Wright, he's Johnny on the spot, doing a mountain of work and causing a few turnovers in the first half, and indeed this second half now too.
Yeah, he's been causing mayhem for the Rebels at the breakdown. He's a very hard man to get off the ball once he's got his hands on it. So,
well, dare I say, his name's Liam Wright. He's almost Liam Gill by nature.
Could be an up-and-comer for the future Reds team.
You never know. Yeah, look at that. He's very strong on the ball, isn't he? And we see there's a player down in back play. It's Ika Tapai for this Rebels side. The breakaway, he's been solid in attack. Strong runner of the ball. Now the Rebels, when they get the ball, they need to go back to that basics that they started when they had the ball in that first half. Just rucking them all. They look dangerous, sucking them in, then look to push the pass. I think they're just trying to push the pass too quickly, too early.
Yeah, I think if they if they go through the phases and just work it through the hands, try and break down the Reds' defence, and then try and execute going out wide once they've got an overlap. I mean, they'll do very well to get past this Reds' defensive line.
They sure will. And we see there's another player down. It's the captain there, Hosea. Haven't seen too much of him today. He's been going through a lot of work in defence, but I'd like to see him get the ball a little bit more, and he is a damaging player himself. Talked it up at the start of the match that this game would be brutally physical, and it has been. There's been some massive hits out there.
Both sides have shown all sorts of physicality out with their shots on, and
well, definitely you're part of the media team here at the Reds, Fraser. They're saying that there's probably about 3,500 people here.
Well, that's a wonderful turnout, especially for these under-20s. It's great to see. From their perspective, it'll be great to see such a huge crowd cheering them on for both the Rebels and the Reds.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great. As we look at the pan of the crowd there, the stands are packed, and a few of the older players here, the old Reds players, they've had a word, and they reckon there's probably this stand seats about 5,000, and it's definitely more than half full.
Oh, most certainly. I mean, everyone's here to enjoy a great afternoon of Sunday footy, and it's been a great first half and match so far.
Yeah, definitely. It was free entry here today. So let's hope the catering, let's hope the Pie Man stocked up. I'm sure as we see in the foreground there, the 4X gold sign, a little bit faded. It must be mid-strength because it's faded gold.
Oh, it must be.
In any case, I'm sure that is well stocked here for the punters around. So we go now to the line out. They'll resume play here. So a couple of minutes of injury time. They go up nicely. The ball spread wide. Long ball. Oh, nicely taken. But Coward just gets on the end of him there. Clarkin was looming around, but Edwards took the intercept. It would have been over for all money there if he had got that. They turn the ball over again. What can they do here? The Rebels goes behind. Vol. But it's going to be played back. Advantage not gained. So we've got a new prop forward on here. The Red side. Abdullah. Seen a bit of him this year. He looks strong. They certainly don't lose much around the park. It'll be interesting to see how the set piece at the scrum goes, though.
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of depth in their front row. The Reds have been unlucky to have lost two players today, but they're not
both
losing.
Front rowers.
Yeah, they're not losing anything with Franco out there.
Well, it's hot out there. We know the props certainly sweat up more than most other players out there.
I reckon the hottest part of the field is right in the middle of that scrum right now.
It's right where they are, isn't it? So well, they're all in a hot seat at the moment with the final of this Super 20s. Taken off the back nicely by Fox. Little chip over the top by Livadaris. Finds a bit of space. McNamara has some trouble picking that ball up and lets the ball saunter over the sideline. As we see him run back to position there. So the Rebels, what can they do to spoil this line out? Mac Mason set fairly deep. Sam Edwards, he looks like he might link up here if he gets the ball. Ball comes off the top to Tuttle. Durrow gets it. He'll take a hit up, stepping off his left foot there, showing good balance. Scott Young there. Another good run by the big number 8. Inside ball. They're doing it fairly easy at the moment here. It's Tui now. Tui. He's been damaging. He loses the ball that time, though. So here come the Rebels. Oh, the ball goes over the top. Advantage to the Reds. Short side play. Mac Mason, he's got a bit of support, can't get the ball away though, as that man again, Scott Young, picking and driving, had to do it there. Here's the replacement, Abdullah, getting a ball away. Tui now, can he get that big arm free? No, he can't. Flat ball. Using it well, Liam Wright that time. Mac Mason, McNamara. Fiddick's looming, can't get a ball away, can he? McNamara may have lost the ball. No, he does well to go to ground. Here's Murphy. Murphy, good run there by the hooker, showing the strength. Here's Scott Young again, getting through the advantage line. Picking and driving. If they can get the ball to the right, there's going to be trouble. They might be content, though, just working the ball from the back of the breakdown. They go again. No. Tuttle gets it. Mac Mason gets a ball behind, and Magnay will score. Summed up nicely. And that is a good try here to the Reds at Ballymore.
It was great work by the forwards there. They executed. They worked up the line. They pushed, and the backs reaped the rewards from the great work ethic from the forwards. So
yeah, it was beautifully summed up in the end by Mac Mason. Take nothing away from the forwards. They picked and drive. They went. They sucked them in, and there was some space out wide as we see the replay here. Look at this ball from Mason going behind. And as you said before at the top of the broadcast, mentored by Cooper Cronk, and that was straight out of his playbook.
Yeah, he used those two decoy runners very, very well here. As you see, Durrow attacks the line and then opens it up for Magnay, and he strolls over for an easy 5-pointer.
Yeah, beautifully done there. And remember both those names, Mac Mason and Magnay, because I'm sure they'll feature in years to come at the Reds here. Certainly, that man on screen, Magnay, he's already had a bit of a taste at the NRC. Trained with the top squad for the Reds during the summer as well.
He also made his Super Rugby debut for them as a 17-year-old last year.
Yeah, correct. So here's Coward. Score 18-0. So let's see. So Sawney's come from the field. Coward with the kick. It's a spiralling kick. We don't see too much of that, but the Rebels come up with it. So what can they do now here? They're going to have to come up with something. They go back towards the left. Oh, interchange of passing. Getting a ball there to Tui Maliliafano. Manages to get a ball away, but he's held up. He's going to have to get down. He does. Box kick by Fowler. And Tuttle's going to make it nicely in his 22. A little bit of desperation now by the Rebels. Looks like Elise's come on the field, I believe, for Sawney.
Yeah.
So Tuttle punches that one downfield. Doesn't get too much distance.
Can you just make sure you maintain your back line out front? Okay.
So we'll see if this line out can improve here. Elise. Goes to the back. Oh, that's a good throw. Unfortunately, goes off the back, and Fowler can't manage to dive on that. It's going to be a knock on now. The Reds. It's very good line speed there by the Reds, forcing another turnover, another mistake. So it's going to be a scrum. And what can the Rebels do here? They seem a little bit one-dimensional at the moment.
Yeah, the Reds have done very well to disrupt the pressure that the Rebels have been trying to mount on them, and they've been very, very good at the breakdowns, disrupting the clean ball that the halfback's trying to get. But I mean, the Rebels, they've just got to stick to their basics, and they've got to just play it through the hands and try and work through the phases, and yeah, hopefully get a try or two to get back in this match.
Well, we'll see what they can do here at scrum time. There's been a couple of replacements. Tuttle not happy with something. So Tuttle picks it off the back. McNamara, he'll punch that one down. Good little grubbing kick Coward is going to have to do a bit here. He's got numbers on him, and he punches that as it stays in field. McNamara now passing into Tuttle. Fiddick comes across. Edwards is on the outside. He's put a big bomb up. Edwards is coming through on it. Oh, nicely taken by Tui Malia-Leofano. Flat ball. They go back towards the short side. Fox, nice little exchange of passes in a thin, I guess, train track there.
Yeah, they've been trying to use the blind side very well, but there's just not enough space. There always seems to be a Reds defender waiting for them.
Yeah, definitely. They need to pick and drive and keep the ball in. It's when they're playing at their best, and then use maybe some of those go-to plays. Suck a few more players in. As you said, the Reds doing it quite easy at the moment in defence. Ball goes to the back. Tuttle, Mason. Flat ball, Durrow gets it. McNamara, and there's trouble now. Fiddick, he's quick. They mark up nicely on the far side, though. The Rebels, they scramble well. A couple of the bigger players out there struggling to get back on side at the moment. It's going to be a Rebels line-out throw.
Leave it. Leave it next time.
54 minutes gone, so 14 gone in the half. Still plenty to play for here. But the Rebels, they've made quite a few changes, so a couple of these players are going to have to play to the end. As the ball comes out. Fox. Nice run by the big breakaway. Good run by Elise. Penalty though. So just can't get it quite together. They started with an absolute flurry, the Rebels, in this second half.
It's just these costly turnovers in their own half that's leading to easy points on the board for the Reds. I mean, Mason's going to line up another shot here and maybe extend the lead out to 21, but they need to retain the possession as much as they can because they've been deprived of it a bit. They've been defending most of the match.
Yeah, definitely. I'd hate to see the statistics there. It's probably 80-20 by my reckoning in favour of the Reds as we look now at the bench. There's a couple of thumbs up there. A couple of those Reds players and support staff. They're happy at the moment. Of course, if you want to get involved in the game, hashtag RedVRebel, hashtag Super 20, of course, Bar TV Sports on Twitter at Bar TV Sports. Like the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. And that is a successful kick, so 21-0 the scoreline. The Rebels 3 converted tries behind as Coward puts a long kick down. And Scott Young, he'll take it forward. He only knows one way. Murphy getting the ball out the back. Durrow, he's got a bit of space to work. Does well, gets around. Oh, the ball knocked out in the death there. So they'll take it forward now. There's a Rebels player down in back play.
Release tackle.
They go the short side again. It opens up for Fowler, but taken around the bootlaces there by Liam Wright.
That's right. You've knocked it on back here. No advantage.
So advantage played there, and the Reds will have to do something. We've got a Rebels winger down. I'm pretty sure it's Tui Malia-Leofano. Looks like it might be a bit of an arm problem, finger problem, hand problem. He's going to get some magic strapping tape to that and play on.
Just getting his finger strapped, mate. He's good to go.
Looks like a bit of a wonky finger by the shot there.
Nothing wrong with a wonky finger.
So how do you think the Rebels get back into this game with about 20 or so to go?
There's still plenty of time to go. I think if they do get on the board, that's when we'll see a bit of confidence come back in the side. And that's all they're lacking at the moment, just that bit of confidence in the breakdown. But they need to be more eager here, Fraser.
Well, they've certainly got the talent to do it. I mean, they showed when they played the Reds down in Victoria and scored 2 late tries in the match.
Yeah, definitely. They showed their form against the Waratahs a couple of rounds ago. Winning on the bell there. So they're definitely a side that can come back late in the half. So scrum set, 40 outs. Livadaris, he's got his back line set fairly flat. He runs the line. Gould gets a awkward-looking ball, and this is going to be trouble. Mac Mason, he's got support. Durrow on the outside, kicking the ball through. Here comes Tuttle. Tuttle charging through, but Coward, he's up to it and places the ball down. What about that? They turned it on an instance there. It was the Rebels attacking. The ball went to ground, and it was almost a Reds try there, Fraser.
Yeah, it was a great little kick by Durrow to put Tuttle through, and he pinned his ears back and chased down Coward, but the fullback did very well to recover and forced the 22 drop out.
Look at the replay there, summed up nicely by Durrow, and here comes Tuttle and Durrow. It was a foot race, and here's the big front rower, Hooper, taking it forward. Nice run there by the big number 1. He's been everywhere. Today he's had to do a bit of extra work with a couple of replacements. A couple of injuries for the red side up front. So Mac Mason now. Durrow. They're playing with confidence. The Rebels, they're all offside here. Here he is against Scott Young. Nice clean out at the breakdown. Oh, Tui. Uncharacteristic mistake there by the big second rower as he bounces the ball away in disgust. So could this be the Rebels' opportunity here, Fraser?
Well, they're in their own half, but it'll take a huge scrum to push these Reds players back who are surging on the confidence of the scoreboard at the moment. So with 20 to go, it's going to take a huge effort by the Rebels, but it's certainly doable. They've got a quality team out there.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we see the fly half out there, Livadaris, needs to get his players probably set a little bit deeper. He seems to be running out of room at the line.
Stand up.
Good chance here for a little blindside play as well. It's a big short side. It'd be good to see the captain there, Hosea, take it off the back. And the man on the wing, Tui Maleleafano, we know he's quick and we know he's strong. It's a pretty good matchup against Edwards here. So we'll see where they go. We'll see where this red scrum goes. It's been going forward all day. Oh, and it's going again. They pick it up from the back. Hosea forced to go to the right, and that's a poor pass as Durrow picks the ball up. He's got clear space in front of him, and Durrow will score. What a try to Durrow. Picks the ball up, sums it up, and scores the try.
It all came from that red scrum. I mean, the huge pressure by the forwards, turning the scrum around and then forcing the error off Jose as he looked to offload, and Durrow came up with the goods and pinned his ears back and got a meat pie under the sticks.
Well, definitely we hear so much in the mainstream media at the moment about the Reds are in trouble, but the future certainly is bright with players like Durrow out there, Tuttle as well, Mac Mason. They've been immense, but the most impressive thing, I think, has been the forward display here. Everyone's been working together. Everyone's put their hand up at the set piece in the field of play, and certainly it's what's winning the match at the moment as we see the scrum here and the pressure put on. And look at that, the pass didn't need to be thrown. Bounces nicely into Durrow's hands, and look at him go. Streaks away. Coward was after him. Got the ankle tap, but it was too late, and the conversion was successful. So the score, 28-0 now.
good?
Yeah, good to go, mate.
So now the Rebels there.
Time back on.
They're really struggling to get back now. Time back on, says the referee. Again, another good kick by Coward. He's been their best today. And look at Scott Young. He's driven back this time for the first time in the match. Ball comes back on the foot, on the boot of Mason. Doesn't find touch.
Let's go with
Here's Fox. Long ball in. He's a little bit isolated there. It's Clarkin. Oh, coming through there, yeah, penalty, well deserved. Tui just came through, jumped the gun. So here come the Rebels, they're attacking. Oh, he's put on his back there. He would have felt that all through his body. Oh, look at the whole run there. Here comes Vailano, passes on the inside. Can't get the ball to stick. Unfortunate there. That's the first time they've seen clean space. And Vailano, he was the man to do it. What a whole run there.
Yeah, he showed good speed for a front row, and he slotted through that hole very quickly. But again, it's those costly errors that have come back to haunt the Rebels today.
As we see here, former centre Vailano. Look at that. Like he's never left. Also, I think he's the quickest over 20 in this Rebels setup.
Well, based on that run, I'm not surprised.
When you've got the big pistons going like that, it's
he's
hard to pull up.
He's a hard man to stop.
So a bit of banter going on at scrum time as well. So what can they do? As we see Tui, I think, coming from the field. He's been immense out there. Laid the platform early on. Scott Young makes some space for Tuttle. Magnay will take a hit up. Tuttle getting plenty of time there to get the box kick away and find a good 30 metres on that kick. You see the crowd having heaps of fun down there. And someone's not happy.
I believe the little fella took the ball in the head from Tuttle's kick. So,
well, that's commitment. That shows that the commitment shown not just by the players out there,
but the fans too.
It's filtering. Oh, the short ball. They had to do that. They had to win one. They pulled that out there as Fox goes through as a decoy. So they've made a fair few changes there. Gray's on as well in the 23. Oh, the ball going all over the place at the moment. Almost an intercept there, and Harry Hawkins, he was away. And there's a little bit of a push and shove out there. Fracas, a little bit of a palm to the face. This is threatening to boil over here. 28-0. Had a little bit to say there. Good to see his Reds teammates rushed in to help out there. He was one on about 20 and there's only 15 on the field, Fraser.
Yeah, well, they got it there quickly. They didn't want anything to go wrong. I mean, we've had a very clean game thus far and hope to keep it that way for the rest of the match.
As we look at the replay here, he's stumbled with the ball as the captain there, Hosea. Referee just having a chat to the captain there. Settled them down, he says, as Gray standing in at fly half. Tui Paluto and Vol still on the field. Both centres with their knees heavily strapped as off the back there, Hosea. That's better stuff. Gray gets a flat ball to Vol. Vol finds half a gap and gets them up towards the halfway line. Stolen though, but penalty off his feet. Well done. Hosea takes the ball. Quick tap, Clift. He's been working hard at the breakdown all game. They'll pick and drive here. Nice work with the halfback. Currently down, Coward calling him in. Murray, the new halfback on, he was caught beneath the ruck and Vole forced to clean up some scraps again. So the play a little bit messy here by the Rebels in this final. They've had no possession at all as Fox trying to wrestle away from Big Abdullah. Here's Gray, little kick in behind to Ipoluto. He's got space, he's got players, he can't get it away and pops it up to Durrow, and Durrow's happy with a little kick away. So Murphy's down there. Maybe a little bit of cramp.
Yeah, he's been down for the past couple of minutes trying to stretch that those legs out, but he's coming from the field now. He's had a cracker of a game.
Yeah, he's had a great game, hasn't he? He certainly led the line out and led the set piece. We see the coaching staff congratulate him as well. Ball comes up, bounces. It's flat. Here they come, the Rebels. Have they got a try in them? Gray standing to the right. They go to the left. Will Clift is calling for it. They go to Fox. Clift is on the inside.
No.
Murray getting a flat ball. Finney Fuiki it is. Taking that hit up. Gray again. Running with the ball. He's got an arm free. Can't get a ball away though. And now there's no one at home here as they turn the ball over, but it's going to be another penalty. They're going to have to take the tap here. There's 10 to go on the clock. Good pass there. Cliff taking them forward, almost through. Oh, crunching tackle through the breakdown there. And that was Hupert. He's had a big game. Penalty, though, not rolling away, says the referee. Oh, he's gone past, he says.
It's over here. Time's off. Time's off.
What can they do here, Fraser?
Well, they've had 3 consecutive penalties. The ref might be looking to go to his book pretty soon if they keep infringing. But I mean, the Rebels, all they have to do is just keep the ball in hand and just try and push themselves over, you know.
Yeah, well, they've had the warning there. Next one to go to the bin. So Durrow talking to his troops. They want a clean state in this Super 20's final. Coward. So will we see the rolling maul here? We've seen plenty of the super sides put it to good effect this year. Let's see if the 20's can emulate. They look well set. Oh, the ball comes off the back. That's going to be a knock on. They've come up with it anyway, the Reds. Goes back to Mac Mason. Not much angle to work with there. Tui Maleleofano just drifted away from it at the end. There was a good kick with not much angle to work with.
It was the old banana kick on the outside of the foot, and he's gained about 20 metres from deep inside his own try line, so it was a great kick by Mason there.
Ulisi. Gets the ball in, it's off the top again. Murray dancing, stepping, jinking. The stand-in halfback. Fox now gets a ball from the deck to Pye. Penalty now, not releasing, so the Reds, they do well to break down there. And again, I think you'll find it's Liam Wright down there. Gee, he's been good all over the ball today, hasn't he?
Yeah, the forwards have led by example today for the Reds. They've been, you can't fault them. Defensively, they've been sound. The scrum has been dominant, and they've turned the ball over a fair few times from the Rebels line out as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly almost a perfect game for the Rebels. For the Reds, sorry. The Rebels, not so. So we've got a couple of changes here. Looks like Jerd will be coming on the field. McNamara coming off. And Namanu coming on as well as Tuttle comes. And I believe Sam Edwards as well has been replaced. So wholesale changes for the Reds. With the job all but done here, 28-0. Ball going through the hands with almost a new look back line there. Fiddick, pretty much the only one out there. Oh, kicked forward there by Sorovi. Or Sorovi, is it?
You could see the fresh legs of the Reds were so keen to get out there. I mean, expanding wide and trying to take the Rebels on the outside, but
they've got 8 minutes here to really drive the nail in the coffin of the Rebels. Take nothing away. It's been a great effort for them to get through to the final of the Super 20s here at Ballymore. The occasion just getting the better of them with all the experience of the Reds certainly showing here. 1 through to 15, really.
Yeah, like I said, they've been impeccable from 1 through to 15, and you can't fault them. They've done very well in all aspects of the field, in defense, offense, and they've done a very good job here today.
They go down the short side there. A little bit of space to work. 5 metres of it. So nice run there. Sorovi. Ball out to Mason. Mason getting it to Fiddick, coming in looking for some work, looking for a try. They go back towards the short side, losing his footing there. It was Big Brown. Picking and driving now. This is good composure shown by the Reds in the latter stages of the matches. They go again. You can hear Sorovi down on the ground yelling, patience, patience. They certainly have it. If it was a game of solitaire, they'd be winning.
And Moses just orchestrating the forwards.
Yeah, this is good talk from the halfback. He's only had a short time to impress, and he's done so far. As he's looking now for the ball, steps out. Mason gets the ball. Bodies in motion. Durrow can't get a ball away. Good tackle, and that's a penalty. Good defence at the death there by the Rebels. Durrow, if he had had a play coming off his hip there, it was a try. Probably could have given the ball a little bit earlier even.
Yeah, could have looked to the winger outside. He was
well, he deserves a try, Fiddick.
Yeah, he's worked hard all day, and he's still on the field. He wasn't replaced, so he must be eager to get a try just before the end of this match.
He can sniff one out, that's for sure. And we're better to get a try in the final game of the Super 20s, but at Ballymore at home, the spiritual home of rugby here in Queensland. And we see another replacement there. Looks like Hurst has come on the field. Schwalger's on there as well. Ball comes off. Sorovi up in the line, and oh, what a nice, here's to pay. He's through, he hasn't got support though. Nice hole run there, well done by Fox. Seeing the gap and offloading. So penalty.
Sorovi did very well there to get back after going for the intercept and then making the try, making the tackle straight after.
He's so quick, isn't he, Sorovi?
He's only been on the field a couple of minutes and he's already everywhere.
Well, it'd almost be a starting halfback in any of the other provinces, I guess. Just that he's got Tuttle in front of him, who's got all that experience. As we see the crowd still into this match, cheering the Rebels home. There's 5 to go here in the Super 20s Championship final. Here he is, Sorovi, getting through one. Sorovi, we know he's got plenty of toe. So is Coward. Inside ball to Mason. Mason will go all the way, and what a try!
Moses Sorovi, I mean, he's been, like I said, he's been on the field a couple of minutes and his impact has just been massive.
Wow, what about that?
What a try.
He split them up the middle, didn't he? But don't take anything away from young Coward. Coward had him, and he saw the opportunity to pass on the inside to Mason, and he did just that. And what a try it was. 5 minutes to go. They're not letting up anything here, the Reds.
Yeah, it was a great inside ball to Mason. I mean, Serevi showed the vision. He had 2 players coming down on him, and he looked inside, and Mason was there to go under the stick. So very good work by the 2 halves.
Well, you've had plenty to do with these players, I guess. Serevi, is he in the program again next year? He's only young. He's only 18, isn't he?
Well, with a player like that, he would be.
Look at the ball here as he throws the big opens
show and
the
go.
gate, and as he converts that kick, and look at that. Mac Mason, well-deserved try. He's really led this team around. Been a pivotal role for Mason as he kicks the ball through the goalpost again. 35-0 is the score. And Tapei's coming from the field. He's been very good for this Rebels side. But, well, there's a few selection jerseys up for grabs here for the 20s program and for the junior Wallabies.
A lot of these players will be putting their hands up after strong performances today.
I don't know if there'd be too many players outside this Reds forward pack around the other province. Take nothing away from anyone, but they have been absolutely dominant here today. And that man there, Scott Young, he's been the leader for them. So ball coming behind Mason to Durrow. Durrow gets the ball off the side of the boot. So here's Coward. What can he do? Advantage played. No advantage. So Coward looking to get some points on the board. He'll take the quick tap. Yes, he does. Gets the ball away. Samoa it was. Taken nicely. So the Reds defence not losing any starch here in the final stages. Look at that defence by the Reds, marking up, not giving them any quarter here. The dummy by Ulysses. The ball to Gray. He's isolated, so the Reds can't come up with a turnover. They're set flat here, the Rebels. They're just lacking some direction. Gray has it now. What can he do? Gets the ball to Ipaluto, and they're going to score in the corner. No, taken out. Unlucky there for Clark, and on the far side, almost in.
Yeah, it was great vision for that grubber to go through, and they almost got to it, but it's that Reds defensive line that's just been holding strong the full 80 so far, and it's
definitely
it's testament to them.
They've done so well, haven't they, as we see the player come back towards his position. Nice flat ball by Serevi, so they're going to look to play the ball off their own line here. Oh, change over here, Fox with a long ball out wide, it bounces. Vol will score a try. So that's a consolation try, I guess, for the Rebels. 35-5 with a kick to come.
Yeah, they did well to see the overlap there, and Vol strolls over a bit too late, but they'll be happy to get on the board, the Rebels. They've definitely deserved a try here today.
Yeah, definitely. They've done plenty of defending here at Ballymore. And what a game it's been. A great show, a great display by this Red Super 20 side. Certainly years to come. The Reds look in good shape after winning the 15s and the 17s against New South Wales yesterday. As we look now, the ball spits out there. Johnny on the spot. Fox almost throwing the intercept himself, and Vol strolls over the line. So here's Coward. Coward with the kick, and it's waved away, so the score's going to remain 35-5. So can they get another late try, as they did down in Melbourne? The scoreline 35-5. It's been a battle of attrition early on. There wasn't a try scored for the first 20 minutes, and all of a sudden the Reds got one on board. The floodgates open, and that is a nice pinpoint kick there by Mason. The Reds almost coming over. It's going to be a knock-on. So the referee's going to call full time. Thanks very much for joining us. Fraser Barton here in commentary. For mine, I think Angus Scott Young, definitely the player of the match.
Oh, hands down. He was impeccable in the forwards, and he was a standout on all over the pitch.
Yeah, definitely. And the babies love it. The crowd loves it. We've loved it here. We love covering the Super 20s for Bar TV. Of course, you can join us for all our winter sports programming on Bar TV, on the YouTube channel. Of course, our website, which is launching this week. And, of course, all the social media channels. Hashtag Bar TV Sports, at Bar TV Sports as well. I'm Gareth Wazick. It's been a pleasure to call this Super 20s final for the Reds v Rebels. Get out, support your local rugby, support your local grassroots sports, and Bar TV will be bringing it to you all through the winter. Thanks very much. We'll catch you next time.